the specific things we're demanding of the university, we're trying to be quite direct with it. So not like it's not just like, oh, break ties and that's it. We're trying to say we want them.
So something a little bit different today, and something I don't normally cover. So where are we going? We're going to a place called Abercromby Square in Liverpool 7, just outside of Liverpool city centre, Oxford Street to be exact. Now, a group of students set up camp there last year, and they held a silent protest, basically to protest about the ongoing conflict in Israel and Gaza. Now, this is the second camp. Now, I thought there was only the first one and that was it, but I went past on the bus the other day and I seen it. I thought, you know what? It'd be pretty cool just to go in there, have a little film and maybe speak to someone, because I know they've got demands, which are 3 of them, but we'll get onto that a little bit later. So I'm going there with an open mind. I don't fully understand, you know, the politics behind the protests and stuff like that. So I'm not going in aggressive or whatever. I'm just going to go in and maybe film the camp and hopefully speak to someone inside. So without further ado, let's see how we get on. Right, so we're on Bedford Street South and we're just coming across now to Abercromby Square. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of tents. So I'm just going to walk in, have a film and see if I can maybe speak to someone. What's this here on the front? Community united will never be defeated. Right, let's take a walk in, shall we? There's a tent there in the corner. There's one just there. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. It is a silent protest. So I don't know if anyone is in these tents or they're out and about in town. Right, what's this here? Right, there's someone over there. Let's go and speak to them. Size of that. Righty-ho, so just a little walk around the perimeter. So I'll stick onto the public path. I'll just show you some signs that are dotted around the place. Obviously we've got some flags as well. So I don't think it's as big as the first time. This is the second time it's been occupied. So here's one hanging up there in the tree. Oh yeah, what does this say here? So I think that has been renamed from its original name. So it's called Al-Ayers Square Liberated Zone. Let's see what's on the front. Because there's multiple ways in this little square. Daily updates from Palestine. Killed by Israeli airstrike, 23 years of age. There's quite a lot of documentation. What does this one say here? Well, that's just for the university. So I'm just going to take another walk around and then hope we can actually speak to someone. Incidentally, the first time I've ever stepped foot in this square as well. As you can see though, nicely, that's nice and calm, to be honest with you. As we all know, the protests from Palestine and that, and they're in your face and they're quite loud and down the streets and they're disrupting traffic and whatnot. But this one is quite peaceful, as it said on the tin. So I'm just going to take a little look down in this little centre bit here and see what we've got. Right, we're coming up to the centre now, and I'll just have a little look what's on the walls. I say I don't fully understand what's actually going on, but I'll just have a little show you anyway. Obviously there's candles there. It's got a cat there, which is quite nice. I think this is maybe some sort of memorial circle. I think so, yeah. Oh, it fell off. There's two little lonely tents just over there. And we've got a little circle of tents just here. Right, so we've got two large tents. We've got one there and we've got one just there. So I think one may be supplies and toilet. That one looks like some sort of meeting room. Please take off your shoes before entering the tent. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20 odd tents. And I tell you what, I don't see an ounce of rubbish. So we got this big one here. Looks like it's two put together. Right, so I'm here with Casa.
Hello.
And thank you very much for agreeing to speak to me. So what are your intentions of this camp?
So we're kind of protesting the university and like its complicity with the kind of ongoing genocide in Palestine. It was kind of part of like so last year you obviously saw like a mass of student encampments going up, and we did one last year as well. And then we kind of, the university threatened us and said like you have to get off the square, and they were threatening a couple of people's degrees. So we left, and then this year we started back up again, kind of trying to put the same amount of pressure and rebuild that kind of campaign of protest against the complicity.
All right. So silly question, why did it here? Are you still in the university as well?
Yeah, so we're all students. We're all kind of like people who attend the university, members of the university. And we set up here because it's quite a public spot, and we can feel like we can draw a lot of student support, and people, like, we have support from staffs and lecturers and stuff like this. And in terms of like why here, it's a grassy space in the middle of the university. And it's quite a peaceful way of protesting. It's quite a like civil way of protesting, but it also puts a lot of pressure on the university. They don't like the fact that we're here. So
is this land owned by the university? I don't think it is it?
I think it is. So currently they're in the process of trying to get a possession order, which is basically like they go to the courts and they say this land is ours, and so we get to say that the students shouldn't be on it. But because of the way universities work, the students have as much right to the university's land as the university. So the university is trying to basically make the claim in the courts that this land is theirs and they can kick us off, and it's separate from our right to the university's land.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to go through the court process to get you removed, and like,
exactly.
yeah, it's just as I say, I've never seen a peaceful process before, and it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously it's peaceful, but it's also quite calming as well, because
Yeah.
I've just walked in, like, and I kind of expected people to be in saying, "What are you doing?" But you know, you've actually greeted me quite well and quite respectfully. So, so how long? So, say if you got kicked off this green space, would you set up somewhere else?
Well, this is kind of, it depends on what the courts decide and what the group decides. It's not something kind of I individually can comment on now, in the sense of there's a group of kind of like at currently like 30 of us. Like, obviously there's not many here now because some are away for Easter break. Yeah, there's a group of 30 of us, and we're trying to make sure that like decisions are made democratically, and we're going to try and put the pressure on the university in whichever ways we can, whether that be through kind of like petitions or protest or encampments or stuff like this. And we're trying to make sure that that pressure is sustained, but also like democratically decided amongst the group. The specific things we're demanding of the university, we're trying to be quite direct with it. So it's not just like, oh, break ties and that's it. We're trying to say we want them to drop Barclays as a bank, because Barclays, like all the way back to kind of the South African apartheid, has been a bank that has kind of been complicit in those sorts of endeavours, and currently holds money for lots of weapons companies, which are like the money from that is being used to like create bombs that are then dropped on the Palestinian people. We want them to help with the education rebuilding process in Gaza, so we want them to give scholarships. We want them to engage with like Palestinian universities and try and rebuild post-conflict, like post the genocide, and try and make sure that Palestinians have the right and ability to be educated just like everyone else should. And then the third demand is like a lot of the research ties that our university have are with weapons companies, and the university defends this under the like, it's dual use. But we look at the companies, we know what those companies make, and we know what those technologies are used for, because again, we've done the research on it. So we want them to stop having those research ties with weapons companies. So that's our kind of three demands. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Casa, thank you very much for your time. So as you've just seen there, I spoke to a guy called Casa, and he told me about the three main demands of that campus just there. So thank you very much for giving up your time and speaking to me. As I say, I came into this with an open mind. I don't fully understand what's going on. I just thought it'd be nice just to drop in and see what is actually going on, because I've never ever been or seen a silent protest before. And very peaceful, very calm little area, very well kept, no litter at all on the floor. So all is good in the hood there. And on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.